Hi, Jessica Sporn here. I want to show you how I made some quick and easy cards with the Embrace the Simple Life stencil from Stencil Girl products. So this stencil is all inspired by life on the farm, and I love these cows. I wanted to see how they would look, just some stark black and white on watercolor cardstock. So I have a 3x5 shape of watercolor cardstock, and I'm just pouncing with an up and down motion, and I think they look pretty cute. Now I'm turning my attention to the Baba Black Sheep, which of course he could or she could be any color sheep you like, but I'm making a black sheep, and I decided to make a sort of little love affair between the sheep and the chicken. And this is something I encourage you to do with this stencil, is to just use the parts of it, make up little stories, and just have a good time mixing and matching some of the shapes. So I'm going to move these hearts around and give them some hearts on their horizon. And unfortunately, for some reason, my video didn't catch the end results of this, but I ended up shading the chicken with my Pip pen markers, or you could use Tombow markers or Distress ink markers. So I don't have that for you, but you can see I'm using stenciling and the top and bottom of these carrots to make a little border on the bottom for them to ground them a little bit. And now I'm going to go back to these cows. I'm going to give them a background using acrylic inks. And I'll put a link in my blog post. I previously did a blog post about using acrylic inks as watercolors. I love using them this way. They give you a very watercolor effect, and yet once they dry, they're permanent. They won't smudge or run. And I love the graphic look of the black and white cows against this watery landscape. And then I used a Posca paint marker to pinken up their noses. So I'm going to go back to my sheep and my hen, and you can see that I doodled quite a bit with these guys and added some shading, and I love how they look. So for this card, I traced with pencil some of the motifs from the Embrace the Simple Life stencil. And I'm going to use the acrylic inks to paint this up. Sometimes I like to use the ink straight out of the bottle. Sometimes I mix them to create my own colors, and other times I mix them right in the image. So you can see I painted that one carrot with yellow, and then I dropped in a little bit of orange paint, and that gives a very varied look to the color. It's not a solid flat color. Here with the barn, I'm going to pretty much use the red straight out of the bottle. You can see these are Liquitex inks, and I love them. They're sort of kind of creamy and rich, and yet you can dilute them with water and give them that watercolor look. They mix super well together. I just love them. I was going to paint in the letters, but that just seemed like a lot of work, so I took out my Faber-Castell Pitt pen. This is B for brush, and it was just super easy to kind of color these letters in, and very easy to add kind of thinner strokes and thicker strokes. And it gives it a kind of handwritten look, which the font lends itself to anyway. And then the nice thing is, once I'm done, I can just erase the pencil marks. And I could have just left it here, but no, I've got to kind of add some deeper reds, and of course there's doodling to do. So I'm going to take out my Uniball white Signo pen by Sakura and just give some white marks in here. I'm going to take my thinner black Pitt pen and add some black markings, and you know, more is more. Why stop when you're having fun? So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some ideas of how you can mix and match the motifs and get really kind of endless looks from this one stencil. And I also hope that you embrace the simple life. Thanks for watching. Please share. Visit me at my blog, jessicasporn.blogspot.com. See you soon.